I've written this screenplay, and it was kind of like as I was writing the book, I was writing different forums, and there's a scene that I wrote in the screenplay. My mom, she worked for the New York Public Library when she was younger and when she was well in the 60s. And so when she died, one of the things I did is I had some of her ashes. I wrote about this as well. And because I picture my mom in New York as this beautiful, vibrant woman, I picture like how, not in a creepy way, but how men would look at her, because like she
Yeah.
was just this beautiful woman. I saved some of her ashes and I took them to the library after she passed, and I brought my dad's poetry that he wrote, poems about my mom. And I sat on the steps and I read a poem and I put the ashes on the book with the poetry and blew them away just to like kind of have this moment. But in the screenplay, I wrote this scene where it's almost like the Back to the Future moment where I get to meet my mom and we get to spend the day together. Because that's all I want is just a conversation with her on the steps, or to walk around New York City. And um, when she wasn't ill, just to have that connection. Um, so yeah, so maybe one day that'll be something I can do on stage or on screen, or have to watch someone else do that. um, because I that's a moment that I always want. It's like those simple things. So I think it's a lesson for parents to just, you don't need to spend a lot of money on your kids. You don't have to take them to fancy places. I mean, like sitting home and playing Scrabble with my kids,
Yeah.
or going for a hike or cooking dinner together are valuable and just unbelievably powerful. Oh my God, I want to give you a hug.
I just, that really moves me because it's not like wishing, you're wishing for something so simple that so many people have. And
Yeah.
you just one conversation with your mum, I mean, God, I can understand that. I had my mum, I think, when I read the part about your parents going to their honeymoon and she had a crisis. For me, that was, I think she was already ill. That's what I assumed, that she probably already had some symptoms. So in my situation, my mum was well until I was 8. And so I just feel like she was gone. She was gone the rest of my infancy and my adolescence. And I didn't have a mum that could, and coming back to just the simple things of having a mum that tells you, hey, why don't you wear this dress? Or why don't you, do your hair this way? It was just like you're on your own. And I totally get it. It's a nostalgia and a melancholy for very simple things.